Now, to put the seats in, you need a whole lot of eyeballing. So I know from the plans where the seats need to be. So I know that this seat needs to be pretty much right over the form that was here, moving in the transom's direction. And in order to do that, you gotta kind of use your eyeball and make some decisions here. Now, when the seats go in, you got a couple things going on. You've got the curve of the boat that you're dealing with here, and you also got a back bevel or back cut that you have to put in order for the seat to go down and stay contour with the boat. So with that in mind, it's a matter of inches. You got to make a rough cut, decide if it's right, if it's wrong. If it's wrong, what do you need to do to fix that? Now on this particular boat, and on most boats for that matter, the boat is going to flare inward, going towards the seat riser. So that tells me pretty much that if I draw a line right along the gunnel, there should be enough meat left over on the board so that when I go down to put it down, it's not going to be too loose, right? There should be, matter of fact, there should be enough on there I have to take more off, and then you deal with that using a compass. So this particular one, you know, you have to decide, do I have, how much flare out do I have between the seat riser and the gunnel? And I'm thinking I've got at least an inch going on there. Now, with that in mind, you can always go to the plans and look at the water lines, and that'll tell you how much it's flaring out from the shear going down. But I can see that pretty much just looking at this. So what I've done is I've made a mark on both sides of the boat of where the seat's going to begin. And I am just going to make a little mark there, go underneath, and make a pencil mark. And now I'm going to be real careful not to bump that so I can go to the other side of the boat and do exactly the same thing. Okay. So by doing that, I now have the curve of the boat on both sides. So I'm going to go cut that out and see how close that gets me. All right, so I got my rough cut done. I'm going to line it up over there and over here. Don't try to jam it down because there's a real good chance that it's going to be too big. Got a couple of good things going on though. First thing I notice is it's pretty solid, right? And what pretty solid means is I'm following the curve of the boat well. Because had I not done that, it would rock one way or the other. And I would be able to look down here and see more than just the gap up top. I would see the gap on the bottom as well. So where we're at right now is we've got a seat which is pretty much the shape of the boat, but a little bit too big. So now you're gonna have to kind of do some guesswork. And that guesswork for me starts by taking nibbles out. So I know that I can comfortably take at least a 1/4 inch out of this. So I'm gonna grab my compass. All right, that's taken off about 1/4 inch or so. So I'm gonna go over and take that, nibble that off with the bandsaw, and that should get us a little bit closer to where we need to be. All right, well now I'm sitting just over a 1/2 inch off that seat riser on both sides, so I'm feeling really confident now that if I just back bevel this thing, I'm gonna be looking really good. So this is just a matter of nibble, 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 nibble. You take off too much, that's it, you start from scratch. Take off too little, you just have to go back and take off a little bit more. So I just assume do it that way. And now, because I'm scribing and taking care of all that, you can see even though I'm still off the seat riser, it's nice and solid, it's not wobbling back and forth at all. All right, so let's take a look at what we need to do here. I am going to grab my compass one more time and show you how we determine the back bevel. All right, so now as I look down at this thing, I see that I have about a 1/4 inch gap right here on the top of the board. Right? So I can slide my compass right down inside that thing. But on the bottom, it's hitting the boat fairly nicely all the way up the curve. So what that means is if I back bevel from here, meaning cut in this direction on the side of the board, it should slide right down in, and that's what we're betting on. So I have set my compass to pretty much the depth of that opening there. All right. But what I need to do in order to cut the back bevel is take the seat out, flip it over, and then use the compass to draw that curve right along the bottom of this board. Okay? And flip it over and do the same thing to this side. And again, all I'm doing is going in the same amount as the gap that we had on the top. Now let's go over to the bench and I'll show you how to back cut this using my favorite back cut tool. I'm going to take my belt sander. Now the belt sander, I'm running some heavy duty grit here. This is 60 grit. It's going to rip some wood. That's the plan. That's what we wanted to do. All right, so what we did is we drew this line for the gap. And the idea here is we want to be able to cut from where that line is down to this corner. So let me just grab a pencil here. Show you what I'm talking about. So our line is right here on the board, and we want to cut right here so that we have this angle, okay? If you do this perfectly, what you will do is you will cut that angle all the way down and never take any wood at all off of here, okay? That's the game. That's the plan. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make that angle and never take anything off this particular corner right here, but you want to get right to it. All right, so let's make that happen. All right. Well, there it is. That's the goal. You can just barely see a whisper of the line up here. It goes down. I don't see any jags or flat spots here, which means I must have a pretty good angle going on. Now I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do the other side. The only trick here is to keep that thing moving. That 60 grit will rip through some wood really quick. And if you're not careful and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, well, you're going to be starting from scratch on the seat because it's going to start to get too narrow on you. All right, so flip it over. Again, same game plan here. There are other ways to do this. You can use a rasp. I'm just not that traditional of a kind of guy. And you just saw what it took to do it with the belt sander. That was about a 3-minute job. And I don't think you're going to get any better with any other tools. All right. There is the mark that we're going for right there. From both sides. And as I move back and forth, I see that I have, boy, I'm going to say less than 1/8 of an inch gap there. And the bevel is following the side of the boat nicely. You don't always nail it first time out that way. But again, you know, like I said, I'd rather be a little bit too big than a little bit too small. So that's pretty much perfect. That's sitting right where it's supposed to sit. I'm on the line on both sides of the boat. I got a very small gap there, and the seat's sitting well. So the little gap I'm good with. And as a matter of fact, these seats up here, you know, when they're in, they're awful tight. I mean, they fit. I'm not spreading the boat or anything. They fit nicely, but you know, the seat's kind of like the floorboards, right? Anything ever goes wrong, if they crack, whatever, I want to be able to take them out and repair them without ripping the boat apart. Take some caulking, preferably beige, right? If you're going to beige or brown, if you're going to keep the inside of your boat bright worked. And I'm going to put a little bead along the sides and along the bottom And so that when I put that down in, I'm going to make a watertight seal going all the way around this connection right here so that water doesn't get in there and sit for a while. Water is not your friend in a boat, believe it or not. If it gets to places where it just sits for a very, very long time and it can find wood, it'll find wood and it'll start to rot wood. So easy enough thing to do. Just put your caulking down there and bed it right in there. And then these seat risers here that I'll show you a little bit later, we'll be screwing this right down into the seat risers. And then if we ever have to, we just take those screws out, we can pull the seats right out.